Hi guys, welcome to the Resinator. Today is a video that I've been really looking forward to making, and that is because I have bought some Aqua Cast. Now I've never tried this before, I've always used Resincrete, so I thought that I would make the same soap dish but make one with Resincrete. This is my last bit of Resincrete that I've been saving, and then one with the Aqua Cast, and compare what they come out like. I'm going to do everything the same. I'm going to use the same pigment. I'm actually going to use an acrylic ink for this, so I'm going to use the same pigments and the same mould but two different casting powders and see how it comes out. So I'm going to start with the Resincrete first. Not sure how much this is going to take, so I really hope I've got enough Resincrete left, but we'll see. So let's pop my Resincrete in there and see what I've got. I'm just going to make it all up, I think. Okay, so that is 200 grams of Resincrete. So that means that we need to add 60 grams of water. That's a little bit too much. Let's hope that I haven't gone a bit overboard there. So let's get that mixed in. As you can see, I've bought some bigger cups. Let's just move my scales out of the way just for a second. Let's pop our acrylic ink in. Now this is a set from Kamenskaya. I don't know. If anyone knows how to say that, let me know. And it's a naturals set. There's like a chocolate brown. This one is mocha, peach and beige. So let's just add a bit of that in there. I'm not sure if I've actually opened this or not. Well, I have, but my hole seems to be a bit blocked, so let's just add a little bit into there for now. Otherwise we'll be here all day. Now I can see a bit of powder in the bottom of there, so I'm just going to get in there with this spatula, scrape it all around. That colour's really nice. It reminds me of a latte. Okay, we're looking good there. So let's pour this in. This is a new mould that I have bought from Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. It's actually a Boo and Nicole mould, which are very good quality moulds. So that actually took bang on the 200 powder and 60 water. Although, let's get a silicone tool because I have overfilled that just a little bit and we don't want these pants. Let's see if I can get a bit out. these little rubber bits covered over, because these are drainage holes. That's my own fault because I just whacked it in. But if I take the level down slightly, I should be able to scrape enough off that I can get a tool in there later and sort of sand the hole out. Well, I'm making a good old mess of this one, aren't I? That's better. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like that now. So, I'm going to leave that to cure, and then while that's curing, I'm just going to clean up my pot and my whisk, and then once this one's demoulded, we're going to go ahead and try the Aqua Cast, which I'm really looking forward to. Okay, so I'll see you in a bit. So this is the Resincrete one already, so I'm going to demould it now. I wait, once it's cured, I put a little R on it just to remind me which one was which in case they came out quite similar. So let's just take it. God, that demoulded really easily. That mould is gorgeous, by the way. Okay, so there's our normal Resincrete one. It's going to need a little bit of a sand around the edges, probably. No bubbles that to speak of, really. But yeah, so that's cool. So let's move on to our Aqua Cast one. Zero the scales. Okay, so I'm going to go with 200 grams of powder again. Now this is a 100 to 35 ratio, so it would be 100 grams powder, 35 grams of water. So we're looking at 70 water and 200 powder. This is a 3 kilogram bag, so it's too heavy for me to pick up and tip it out. I know that's a little bit over, but I would rather be over than under. Just sealing the bag up. Okay. So 70 of water. Now I've watched a couple of videos of people that I follow that use Aqua Cast regularly. One of those is Wendy's Decorum and Koenig's Creations. They use a lot of Aqua Cast, and Nerd Goblin Art. And it seems to me that although with Resincrete you can use it quite watery, this one is fairly creamy. See if I can get some of those lumps out. Right, so let's add some colour. Whoa, didn't expect that to squirt out like that. Now the first thing that I'm noticing with the differences between the two is that Resincrete is already very, very white, and the Aqua Cast is a more of an off-white colour. Okay, so I think that colour's mixed in. Let's bring the mould in. So I'm gonna, because it's so creamy, I'm gonna partially fill it and then tap it to get this moving, bring some of the bubbles up. There we go. And I'm filling it up from both sides because it's not as fluid. Straight away I'm noticing that there's a lot more bubbles in this. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna just watch this for a little while longer and keep tapping it, see if I can get rid of any of these bubbles and make sure that there's none deeper down in the mould. And then I will see you back a bit later for the demould. This is ready to be demoulded now, so just a reminder, this one is the Resincrete and this one is Aqua Cast. So straight away, the first thing that strikes me is that there are more bubbles on the back with the Aqua Cast, but the finish is way better. Yeah, the finish is definitely way better. There's a couple of little white lines in that, but that is where I didn't mix the acrylic ink in quite as much. Because the Resincrete is so white, it's actually taken on, you know, it's lightened the acrylic ink quite a lot. The Aqua Cast is already quite a creamy colour, so yeah, I think the Aqua Cast is a bit heavier. I mean, they both have good points and not so good points. This will probably need a sand, but literally that won't take much. But yeah, I love them both. Aqua Cast is much better value for money, so based on that alone I would probably go with the Aqua Cast. But we're going to paint them now, so let's see how they take the paint. So we're just going to go with blues, if I can get this one open. There he goes. Yeah, we're going to go with blues, you know, sort of bathroomy colours. And I'm not going to put the paint on with a brush. I'm actually going to put the paint on with a makeup sponge. Let's go with some iridescent white. May need some normal white, depending on how heavy I've gone with the blue. So, Resincrete first, I think. and I'm literally just gonna blot the paint on with this sponge. And now we're going to move on to the Aqua Cast. This actually feels like it's taking the paint better than the Resincrete. I think I would have to do a few more comparison pieces to know for sure, but it definitely feels like it's taking it better. Okay, so I'm going to leave those to dry, and then once they're completely dry I will come back and seal them, and then I will show you at the end. I'm not going to show me sealing them, because when you've seen me seal one piece of Aqua Cast or Resincrete, you've seen me do them all, so I shall do that bit off camera and then I'll come back and I'll show you what we've got. So these are all painted and have had a coat of sealer. The sealer that I used was J. Diction Gloss Sealer, which is for Resincrete, but it can be used on anything else which is similar to Resincrete. Elechem that make Aqua Cast do make their own sealer. It's Hydro something, I'm not 100% sure, but I've got a bottle of the gloss and a bottle of the matte, so once I've used those I will probably get the Elechem one just to test it, see what it's like. And I've also never tried wax on these either, and I know a lot of people prefer wax, so I'm going to give that a go at some point. So some points about each one. So the Resincrete, it's very, very white, so when you add your colour, whatever pigment you're using, because it's so white, your pigment will go quite pale. You'll need a lot more pigment if you want a vibrant colour. The Aqua Cast, because it's not as white, it doesn't go as pale, so I feel that this one is easier to colour. The consistency when you mix it, the Resincrete is quite watery and it's very forgiving, and that also makes it a lot easier to get bubbles out. The Aqua Cast is thicker, it's sort of the consistency of double cream, and that makes it harder to debubble. I was sitting here for ages with the mould, tapping the sides all the way around to get the bubbles out. And if I turn these over now, and hopefully you can see on the camera, this Resincrete one is much smoother than the Aqua Cast. I didn't sand these but this one's a lot rougher because of the bubbles. But there are no bubbles anywhere else in it. They did all come to the top. So, you know, that is easily sorted if I wanted to sand it, which I don't. When I was painting these, I don't know what it is. Maybe the Aqua Cast is a bit more porous than the Resincrete, but I did find that the paint stuck a bit better. I know you can't really tell by looking at them, but the paint stuck better on the Aqua Cast. And last but not least, value for money. You get a lot more Aqua Cast for your money, basically. So if you want a product that's going to last you a bit longer for the same amount of money, definitely go for the Aqua Cast. But that said, they've both got pros and cons. I personally don't mind which one I use. I think some of it will depend on what you're casting, because if you are casting something, if I was casting a mould that had got a lot of fine detail in it, I think I would probably go for Resincrete, because it's watery and you can get the bubbles out a lot easier. Unless you've got something like a vibration plate, and then, you know, you could probably use Aqua Cast. But for other stuff, I would definitely use Aqua Cast. So there you go, that's my comparison on the two. So if you like what I'm doing, please pop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. It's a couple of little clicks, it's free, and it really helps me grow the channel. Links to my Etsy store, Amazon wishlist, and to buy me a coffee will be down in the description, along with links to everything that I've used in this video and discount codes to the various companies that I'm affiliated with. There's also a button down there to join the channel as a member, and a super thanks button. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of my subscribers and my members. You guys are fantastic, and I really appreciate every one of you. And all that's left to say is thank you, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.